If somebody wants to say that it's evolution for men should sleep around, I think the super obvious response is, I don't know what the red pillars mean anymore when they say dating. I don't know what those...
Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. I heard you say that. I really want to know how they would raise a girl.
to go and Andrew Tate, I guess. Here's the thing that would make all the red pill shit acceptable, okay? If you say, this is how I want to run my relationships, this is how I believe it works for me, then that's fine. Say like, I want a girl that's looking for this, I'm a man that's looking for this, that's fine. Just the cringe thing is when they project it to the entire world and say, every single woman is like this, every single...
Would you date this guy? He's a very nice guy, his name is
Mike
Zach.
would totally hit it.
Eric, scroll down. Yep, his name's Zach.
Bro, it keeps getting better the further you go down.
It's Jesus. He came to save you.
Are we doing smash or pass?
Have you met my Lord and Savior?
I also like how they're like ragging on Asmongold. That's actually one of the more decent answers I've heard from one of these Red Pill guys.
Got very serious. I'd be able to see every message.
Jesus Christ. From reasonable to yikes.
Doesn't care.
I tried to donate yesterday. I got so triggered watching this shit. Dude, God. Oh, I got so triggered watching this show. They had the 3 worst guys in the world on here. All these guys advocate for one-ended open relationships, and literally one is married for like 7,000 years, Rollo. And if he stepped on his wife, she'd kick his ass. And the other guy, I think he like pretends he's in an open relationship, but the woman next to him is literally like, we only do threesomes. Which is not an open relationship at all, one-sided or anything. Like,
look like. I have been left for a prettier girl.
Which is why I'm not just gonna sleep with them.
What?
But you know what? At the end of the day, I moved on my own. I did my own thing, and I kept...
Did you tell me you want someone to fight with? Yeah, the scary thing is that it's going to be me and 3 friends going on the... oh, yeah. Why does YouTube DC me sometimes? Rumble's still working, right? Yeah.
You see how beta the guy in the suit is positioned?
Nope, not yet.
He's not.
Does he do the lean thing? Is that what you're...
He's like doing a side lean. Like if he was a real alpha, he would be like sitting broad-shouldered. He's sharing space with another man.
Hold on one second. Okay, sorry.
Kept moving forward, and I made my own money, and I still like what? I'm not.
Okay,
like I
wait,
make my own money, and they always come back to me.
Going back to what you were saying, or one of you said, how does money make you attractive, right? So, if you're a successful person, right? Are you really gonna date somebody who is like, I'm not saying below you.
Are you talking about a man? Yes, a man would date a woman who makes no money. Yes.
A man
Yes.
would.
A man all
does not
3 of
care.
us in
You can
unison.
be a sandwich
and we can go look in the
artist at
chat.
Subway
All of us,
and
we do not
doesn't
care
matter.
because
I want to fight these points so bad. So here's a question. You're saying a man would date a woman with no money, okay? Fine. Men don't care about women's money at all. That's your red pill philosophy, whatever bullshit. That's fine. However, on the flip side of that, don't you say constantly that one of the biggest worries you have to worry about as a man who gets married is that, like, if a woman divorces you, she's going to steal all your shit. If a woman divorces you, she's going to get big alimony. If a woman divorces you, she's going to get huge child support checks. She's going to steal everything from you. Wouldn't it make sense to be with somebody roughly in the same class as you? Which, by the way, is how all of our dating standards throughout all of human history have roughly worked. People in the same classes tend to date the same people. That tends to be the wealthy people tend to date wealthy people. Middle class people tend to date middle class people, and poor people tend to date poor people. That's always how it's worked. The idea that rich people run around and date a bunch of poor girls is a fucking fantasy. That is not true. That is just not true.
your money is your money and our
that they do. Like, have you ever thought about
what?
like?
Holy shit! Oh, sorry. Go say that again.
Have you ever thought about like writing them down and like just reading them to them like point by point? Like how do you?
True. I should take notes. Actually, you know what? You're fucking right.
Well, just like write that one down, and like I know you've mentioned a few other like, but it's like just watch them try to squirm out of it, because whenever you called Myron out.
No, you're right. You're right. You're right. I wasn't joking when I said I'll write these down. I should. Yeah.
Okay. Oh my God. I'm sorry. If you're going to DM me on Discord to ask to debate Steven on morality, I'm sorry. I don't know what I can do to help you. No.
Hi, I had a question for you, Destiny, about the whatever podcast. How do you feel about the argument, or how do you approach the argument which I felt they were continuing to rely on, which is this idea that that's evolution, that's natural selection, you don't like it, it's evolution? Because I feel like it really misappropriates and decontextualizes what evolution and natural selection even is, and what we have proven versus not proven about that. So
I mean, I don't. I think
it's
there
even
are
worth
easy.
fighting that point?
I think that there are really easy counters to that, and when I brought them up a couple times, they don't bring those points up around me anymore. So I don't know if somebody wants to say that it's evolution for men to a lot of girls or whatever, so men should sleep around. I think the super obvious response is, have you ever heard of K versus R series, like for species selection? Yeah. Women, humans have very high investment in offspring. So it is in a woman's evolutionary strategy to stay as far the away from a guy that's sleeping around as humanly possible. A woman ought to opt for a beta every time over an alpha male that's going to cheat on her, because one man cannot provide resources for that many children. So from an evolutionary just so story perspective, the idea that a woman wants to be with a man who's having children with like 20, 30, 40, 50 different women is absolutely not true. Also, the historical record doesn't support that whatsoever either, because the only times they can ever bring up women that do this, they are picking out selections where women aren't choosing that. They're pointing to harems from like aristocracies. They're looking at like Genghis Khan. They're looking at like these women that were concubines, like slaves to royalty. These were not women that were selecting men for their alphaness. These were men that were utilizing or abusing or exploiting the amount of resources they had to capture women. So it's not a woman choosing that particular thing. But yeah, from an evolutionary point of view, it doesn't make sense that you would want to be with a man who's going to be 400 women. You'd want to be with a loyal man that's going to help you with the large investment you're making into your offspring, because humans are high investment creatures. Yeah, it's the stupidest thing. It's the stupidest point in the world.
Yeah, I think it also takes out the context of community as well. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think there's any evidence that humans ever just completely lived in isolation. So I feel like a big part of what it has always meant to raise a child or like select a partner or create families has been like in the context of a community, and now it's like we have these like sort of isolated like federated families in small pockets. And so that also it seems like such a weak thing to ground so much of like philosophy in that they're doing, and I felt like there wasn't a lot of pushback.
There's no pushback because these people don't have much experience dating, and their fans have no experience dating.
Right.
So they can just repeat.
Well, that was something that stood out to me. Rollo apparently has been married for like 20 years or something.
Yep.
So how does he even know what the dating scene's all about, right? He writes like all these roasties and all these girls. How does he even know? He hasn't dated in 20 years.
Yeah, or more specifically, is he admitting that he's a low value man? Shouldn't he have a harem?
Well,
right? Like,
well, did you see his body language around that other? What was that dude, Mark Waller or Justin Waller, whatever, that like Chad guy? Like, I feel like every time like Rollo would like talk about like his like male like ideal or archetype, he would like point to him. It was like the gayest shit I've ever seen. It was it was always, he's like, oh yeah, I'm like for example, Justin here, this Chad, yeah. So
I feel like one of the funniest videos I've seen ever relating to that is okay, I'm only doing this hit because Sneeko made a meme about apparently Melina to Leafy, so this is my getting even with him on that, okay? One for one, shot for shot. One of the funniest stories that is like so metaphoric of the life of a lot of red pillars I've ever seen is Sneeko in a gym, shirtless, spotting another man. The story that he has right now, because there's some guy benching 3 plates and he's got a shirt off. I was like, oh shit, is Sneeko about to lift some weight? And I was like, oh no, he's just spotting another dude who's like a famous like fitness YouTuber. That's just very funny to me. But yeah.
So I don't know. That was just an interesting sort of display. Yeah, I just want to get your thoughts on the evolution thing and the Rollo not in the dating scene thing. Yeah. He's the person that told people to cash or to
kind of
sterilize themselves, right?
Yeah.
I thought his defense of that was super weak as well. He tried to like basically walk it all the way back and be like, well, no, that's not what I was saying is even a good path. It's just technically the fastest path, which I don't think makes any sense anyways.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I wanted to bring. Take care. Have a great day, okay?
Yeah,
Good luck
be
on your
careful.
stream.
Our money is our money.
See, that's for you guys. People my age, I have.
And then like, yeah, this is also true of people that have like been in these environments, right? Like wealthy people just aren't going to date a whole bunch of poor people. It just doesn't happen. You don't even run in the same social circles, right? They all go to the same private schools together. They all are family friends with each other. They all live in the same areas together. Like culturally, it makes sense that poor people tend to date poor people. Middle class people tend to date middle class people. Wealthy people tend to date wealthy people, right?
have met guys that they don't want to do that. They want to date girls. Okay,
If you find a guy that cares about how much money you make, you should leave the date immediately.
Exactly.
Like these people are just, their whole worldview is informed by this insane red pill shit, and it's like so out of whack. Like I don't think they don't know real men that make money. They don't know that. They just know crypto bros and like YouTube retards like me. That's all they know. They don't actually know like wealthy people that come from wealthy families that have built wealth over long periods of time. It's all this like online get rich quick bullshit. This there's a phrase for the type of richness they are, but I think it's probably racist, so I don't think I can even say that. But like, this is stupid shit. Yeah. Is that does that have? That's probably it is.
Well,
yeah. Okay.
If it's
But there's a phrase that I'm never going to repeat on the stream, but there's a phrase that implies like somebody I think that basically earns a bunch of money through like some kind of dumb shit, and then you blow through it in one generation because you're just dumb, versus like people that have built like generational wealth through foundations like community, family, education, like career, business ownership. It's like, yeah.
That's what I have done. But like all the guys that I have met, that I have talked to, they care about that type of stuff.
Those are fucking bombs.
You know what? As a female,
Those are bums, but yeah, it's just.
Imagine
all the females that
they
I
wrap my
met-
head
let
around
me
that.
ask you, all the
Because
females
their trophy, what's it called, participation trophy generation is not interested in being successful. So they think it's okay to live like that as a man, to where they're going to like. I'm concerned with how much money she makes. I've dated women that make $300,000 a year and women that make nothing. It doesn't make any difference to me.
That's like, that statement is wild. I've dated women that make $300,000 a year versus a woman that makes nothing. What do you do with your woman? Like the difference in status, the difference in class, the difference in education, the difference in how they move on a day-to-day basis is going to be completely different. A woman that makes $300,000 a year what is she? Is this a high-powered lawyer? Is she a doctor? Is she some like traveling nurse? Like what is her job versus a woman that makes nothing? Is what? She lives in a shoddy apartment, maybe with her mom and dad still at 27 and still works in a restaurant? There's no difference between these two people? What kind of women are you hanging out with? Or are they literally just like tit bags and pussies for you to fuck? Like that statement just doesn't make any sense, right? There's a difference between people that make this much money versus people that don't. Everything is different. Like, now, unless he's just talking about escorts or whatever, yeah, you know.
There's no way a woman who's able to bring in that much money that's not OnlyFans would ever give a dude like that the time of day.
Yeah, that's probably it too. He's probably talking about women that make OnlyFans or whatever. And in which case, there might not be that much difference because it's this new money shit, you know?
It matters the attraction levels that I feel.
Oh, and then also, I don't know what the red pillars mean anymore when they say dating. I don't know what those.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say too. I heard you say that because of what Myron said, right?
Of what any of these guys say. It feels like I'm back in grade school. Do you remember in second grade when people would say like, oh, Samantha, that's my girlfriend, and it's like, your girlfriend? Yeah, we're dating. And it's like, oh, cool. Like, what do you mean by that, little Timmy? It's like, we like see each other in class and like sometimes we sit next to each other and reading. That's like dating. For these guys, like, I think dating means once. I think that's what when they say dating, that's what they mean. They fucked once. Like, wait, what was the thing you told me to ask?
To write down all of these contradictions.
Yeah, but what was the first one? I'm trying to remember what it was.
The first one you said was... What was the first contradiction that he just said like 10 minutes ago?
I don't remember. Fuck, that's why we should have written it down.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, how much money they make?
And the femininity that I get and the loyalty that I get in the relationship that I get. Not.
Oh, open relationship and threesomes, but then...
Oh, I think that comes later on.
How much money she makes. On the other end, have women judged me based on my level of success, ambition, and how much money I make all the motherfucking time.
I think it is the biggest self-report in the world when you say shit like, I don't care how much money a woman makes, I don't care how successful she is, I don't care where she's at in her career, I don't care, like, okay, you're just looking for some random bangmate or somebody to like, it's like, so, yeah, I don't know, it's just, I think it's a cringe fucking statement.
That's all they do.
See, for me, because I have...
Why is this shit lagging so hard? Hello? 2907.
Dated so many guys that, for example, my last situationship that I was with for 7 months. For 7 months, I spent $5K on him, okay? So because I have already been through that, I know it's terrible.
I gave her that wig. I told her man was not
spending
money on situations.
You make a down payment on something?
I reality checked her. I reality checked her. I told her every single week that she kept working her 9-to-5 job, she was spending half of that on her boyfriend.
I hear so many stories like this. It is wild. And it's funny because these red pill guys will act like this shit never happens. But I've absolutely heard stories of women that financially support boyfriends or even exes sometimes. It's fucking wild. I do hear this happening a lot. Like a surprising amount. It's probably not the majority. It's probably a minority. But like in the circles that I've like been in these like kind of like online creator circles, I hear about it a surprising amount. It's kind of insane to me. But
I remember women want to marry you to steal your money, but you shouldn't find a woman that works, right? That was the contradiction.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Although they're going to say that, they're probably going to say that, they're going to say you should never get married. So I don't know how they square that away with children and shit or common law marriage, but...
I really want to know how they would raise a girl.
To go and Andrew Tate, I guess. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is like what, when they hit puberty, you take them out of school and you send them to culinary school? Like, what is it? Yeah. Like, what, like, are you worried about raising a high value woman? Like, what is that in your world?
Like somebody has some good dick game.
Would drive all the way over to her, and then she would pay for everything. And then...
Here are the timestamps for the video. Oh, I thought these were Farha timestamps. These are just random timestamps reacting. Oh, so I don't have to wait for too long.
He would still use her.
Okay, but
I gave
back to what I was saying.
Explain use her.
Oh, we're not gonna
knock it out with her.
That's
okay,
my
okay.
Thing. But you know my thing is because I have.
I hate how Rollo has this like he's like the Surfs TV of like Red Pill, and he's written these. I feel like he goes home and he's got like his wife is like the mastermind behind everything, and he's like with his typewriter in the corner like, hey Ray, I wrote a new book on Red Pill today, my 5th book. I've written 5 books. I have never seen somebody with so many books and so little IQ in my life. 5 fucking books. Are you serious? And this guy speaks like a fucking retard. It's actually unbelievable to me. Holy shit. And he's always got this self-righteous smug on his face. Like every single time he opens his mouth, he's like thought of a new quote that's going to be emblazoned on his fucking funeral tomb or some shit. Like it's so cringe. Oh my god.
That I kind of want somebody at my level or higher where I can know that if we go on a date, I can know that he can pay for his half or he can pay for mine and we can alternate. Like of course I'm going to pay for my side too.
Don't date dudes that don't take the whole bill. Like, don't date a man that will not, like, I'll refuse.
Well,
it's like, I can, it's also, this is so boring. I hate this. I can't wait till this is over. I want this arc to be over. Oh, I want this arc to be over so bad.
If me and you hypothetically went on a date, there's no way on earth you would pay the bill.
At all. Why? Like ever.
Because it's a man's job. And that's okay.
And it's okay. You think it's a man's job?
It is a man's job. You just said you want a guy that's at your level or higher.
At my level or higher.
No, higher. You want to look up to him. Because if you don't look up to him,
holy shit.
From my community, rich men marry poor women all the time. Destiny's projecting his American liberal view of heard. That is true, and you're perma banned from my channel. This is an American-only stream. Sorry. I forgot that there are people retarded enough to come in here to say some shit like, oh, well, actually, I live in Egypt, and we don't do things the same way. Yeah, obviously, everything I say here is applying to the United States. I can't speak for the rest of the world. Congratulations for figuring that out. However, good for you. Go find a European streamer, African streamer, an Asian streamer, an Antarctic streamer. Okay, go knock yourself out, figure it out. Good luck, my dude. Okay? Fucking moron.
Think y'all are equals, you're gonna leave them.
Hypocritical because like for you guys,
it's not hypocritical. Your woman is fine.
If the girl that you guys are dating has like a smaller amount of money,
cares.
Right?
Yes, of course. You
guys wouldn't care.
If you're asking
Okay, hold on. People keep saying this. Hold on. Destiny, didn't you technically marry somebody who was poor? Yeah, but I didn't select Melina because she was just young and pretty. There's a reason why Melina makes more than $30,000 a month now, and she's not just some random bimbo cleaning my furniture in the background. If all Melina did was play housewife all day, I would have never married her. I have no interest in being with somebody like that. Also, I don't know how this guy keeps getting unbanned because I feel like he's the most retarded shit to bait me over and over and over again every day. Please never unban this fucking retard. Holy shit.
if there's a double standard, yes, join the
there's
Marine Corps. There's a double standard.
There's a
join
double
the
standard.
U.S. Join
And that's
the U.S.
okay.
Army. There's a double standard. That's okay.
I feel rude. I feel as if like, okay, if I'm gonna expect this from this person, I'm gonna expect it from myself. And if I don't do that, I feel like.
Well, then how about you do that as far as like honesty and loyalty is concerned, but you don't need to do that as far as finances because we didn't ask you.
That's what I was gonna ask. It's not you're not sacrificing anything. It's a trade-off. So what strings come attached with that? Paying for the bill. Like, what do you expect out of the woman you're dating?
Are you talking about like a first date or something?
In general.
Nothing. Be pleasant. Be my peace. You know. Eventually, down the road, there's probably gonna be sex, and then there's loyalty, and then that's it.
Eventually, down the road, there's gonna be sex and loyalty. This is also something I hate, and it's red pill men that use this disgusting word, and there's nothing wrong with it. My brain is just like super fucking like poison. Every time they say loyalty, I feel like they talk about women like dogs. Loyalty. It's such a, I don't know why. It's such a fucking weird. Maybe it's because they're expected to sleep around, so they only want loyalty from the woman, and there is no loyalty from the man. But like, Jesus.
You know, the guy who taught me how to train dogs, he said when you get a new dog for, you know, if you're going to be doing sport stuff with it, feed it out of your hand for the first like 6 months, every meal. Because then they associate, oh, this guy gives me food, this guy is giving me life, he's a life giver, and they become so attached to you. So maybe these guys are paying the bill, so the women will start thinking that, oh my God, I can't eat if I'm not dating this guy because he can't pay the bill.
True. And based.
You know, like there's no obligation.
There's no obligation.
Say. Yeah, that's where you're leading.
I wish I found somebody that
there's
was
no
like
obligation.
you guys.
Look, I don't need, like, I get
people are
plenty
not
of
like
that. So, but that's the point I'm trying to make.
But are you happy with that person?
We're talking about a first date. I think Justin's talking about a first date.
We're talking about a first date right now.
No. I don't mean sexual.
So she gives you everything, right? So she gives you everything, right? How she cleans the house, she watches your kids.
Yeah.
She pays, you know, maybe half the rent, maybe once or twice.
No.
Why does this shit lag so much?
No, she doesn't.
YouTube, hello? 3140.
Doesn't care what you look like. I have been left for a prettier girl.
Which is why I'm not just gonna sleep with them.
What?
But you know what? How she cleans the house, she watches your kids.
Yeah.
She pays, you know, maybe half the rent, maybe once or twice.
No, she doesn't. No, she doesn't.
Half the rent.
Don't
But
eat it.
let me just lay this out. This is from my point of view. So she pays half the rent. She takes care of everything. She drives everywhere. She takes you sometimes a lot everywhere, right? And you still cheat on her. Why?
You're asking us why we cheat on people we haven't cheated on?
And she also provides loyalty. Out there, like there's tons of people like NLE Chopper, like Nick Cannon who cheat on their baby mamas. And
I think those women are fully aware. I wouldn't consider that cheating. If you have a baby with Nick Cannon,
and why do they continue to hop onto the next female? Because those females don't make them happy.
That's absolutely
Nick Cannon is a terrible example.
That's not true.
It's
a man can be
because the
absolutely in love
girls
with a
are
woman.
having sex with the guys. That's why.
Okay, but have you guys ever thought about it like with guys?
Okay, then what about Krishan Rock? Krishan Rock was so down bad for Blueface.
That's a low
She
value woman.
No.
This woman that with the schoolgirl outfit, she's wearing this because she has the intelligence of a 8th grader. She consistently, every single time, she's staring blankly into space. It seems like there's nothing going on in that head. It's just like two atoms like bouncing around inside of her empty thick skull. That's not actually true. This is a 165 IQ warrior crafting the dumbest statement you will ever hear in your life. Every single time she opens her mouth, she's been preparing for 30, 40, 50 minutes just to utter the dumbest shit you've ever heard in your life. Okay, she's a master at it.
These are two mentally ill people.
You're talking about
that is not a low value.
That
is a person that was a victim of manipulation of the falling in love. Why do females fall in love? Answer my question. When do females?
It has to do with oxytocin release.
First of all, do you want the
You want to know the answer?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And after that point, they become crazy. After that one night where they cuddle you, they fuck you, and they sleep with you. And after that,
women become emotionally
invested.
Don't sleep with them, then. Like, don't sleep with them. You have that option. Yeah.
So
you open the
There's
gate.
street whores and there's house whores. There's two different types of females in this world. Obviously,
I think there's
if
more
your
than
man-
two. I wouldn't consider. I don't know about
stay
street
home,
whores
like,
and house
obviously,
whores, and that's
I
it.
see you three
You are
as
giving me
housewives,
AIDS.
and I see myself on the streets.
That's
you know
gross.
why?
You are
You know
giving me
why?
AIDS.
You know why? Because the man that you're with, that you think will provide for.
Okay, 40 minutes.
So you were on the show 2 months ago, is that correct?
Yeah.
Any situations springing up in that time period? Any infidelity? You know, because clearly, you know.
No, actually, I've tried. I've tried to go on dates. I've been going on dates, but I've been going on dates, but it doesn't really get past the first date.
It doesn't get past the sexual intercourse?
No, I've been staying. I have not been having sex.
Really?
I'm really trying. I'm really trying to date for marriage now.
Huh?
What kind of OnlyFans do you do?
I've done everything.
So wait,
what are you doing now?
This is a really important question. Right now, is there guy-girl content of you and another dude that's up that you're selling while you're looking for another dude?
Yes.
You understand how that might be a conflict?
Yes. I don't necessarily tell them that right away.
Okay, if you start
allow them to discover it on their own. Got it.
If you start seriously dating another guy and he asks you specifically, he doesn't even want you to take your whole OF down, but he wants the guy-girl content of you with another dude taken down off your page, would you do it?
If I felt he could be my husband, yeah.
What would he have to do? What would he have to be to be that high? Like, you know what? I think I'm going to take down my OnlyFans.
I'm waiting for like that rom-com moment where I'm like, oh my God, I've known you my whole life. And I haven't felt that, but if I felt like that.
Do you understand how any man with any boundaries whatsoever is not going to find that acceptable? Like, do you understand that? Like, I'm not trying to be judgmental. I'm trying to be as non-judgmental of you as possible.
There's another thing that these red pill guys do. I hate it when they do this. They'll always go like, I'm not being judgmental. I'm just telling you how the world works. And it's always like the most judgmental shit in the world. Like, I'm not trying to be judgmental, but do you understand that no man will ever love you for the rest of your entire life? And it's like, okay, thanks, chief.
There's no fucking way that a dude is going to be there like, oh, what does she do? Oh, mom, check it out. She sells, porn of her fucking some other dude on her OF. That's going to be a problem. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro, unless you find a cuck like Sneeko, you're not going to find a man.
Yo, do not talk about
already started.
Yo, I do not co-sign on that.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
Disavow.
All right, okay, unless...
Wow, notice how she made the men upset and she like backed off that joke like immediately? What a pick-me motherfucker. I need a new word besides pick me. But there's no better way to describe girls like this. Notice how she runs away from that joke immediately because she realizes that she like said the wrong joke that the men didn't like. Ugh.
Unless you find a cuck, I don't think someone's...
You got eight. Speak closer to the mic, please.
Unless you find a cuck.
You gotta talk shit about people, you gotta talk into the mic.
Unless you find a cuck.
Yo, because Sneeko's on his way over here. The way he's just gonna be talking. Sneeko's on the way over here.
He can sit in the chair over there.
No, he needs to sit in the chair next to you so you can say that shit to his face.
No, but he sits in the cuck chair. You gotta understand. You gotta sit right there. All right, but unless you find like a cuck or someone who really doesn't have respect for themselves, you might not find a good man. You'll find a man, but you might not find the man you're looking for. I mean, you're really pretty, honestly. Like, I'd hit, but
she would hit.
I would hit.
Look, it's really hard because my mom tells me this all the time, but I love like working for myself and making a lot of money, and this is the way that I.
Oh, you got
get away from that money.
Show the tats.
All right, we'll show the tats. Yeah, so this is the way that I found to do that, to make a lot of money and just do whatever I want. But at the end of the day, I do really want love, so.
So you're aware of the conundrum that you've put yourself in.
How high a priority
you're not being delusional
is that?
about it.
Like where on the list of things like OnlyFans, finding love, marriage. Where's the marriage and the finding love at? You said you want a relationship, right?
I do. I want to find love more than anything, but like to quit OnlyFans, just hoping that's
part of anything.
Also, I think I do hope that if it's my person, like in the movies, if it happens, like I'm the most incredible person in the world to them, right? So I would think that they would love me no matter what. That's what I would hope.
You know what?
You realize that's a fairy tale, right?
I know. I believe in fairy tales.
This is absolutely true, by the way. I think it's something like somebody should link that study. Actually, I do need the link to it. It's like something like 40 or 50% of men don't even ask like body counts and shit. This red pill shit where they assume that you go on dates and the first one's like, okay, can you tell me every single guy you any of them black, how big were their and have you ever done porn before? Like normal human beings that date each other don't ask these questions. Like it just doesn't happen. This is only in this hyper red pill space. Somebody, is it Adam Psych or is it like AD Psych or something? There's a guy on Twitter that tweets a bunch of this like research and studies or whatever. But like, I think most people aren't even asking questions like that. Also, you can probably find guys that are okay with you doing porn. Like the standards and shit have changed a ton. Like, are you gonna find like a traditional dude who's like a lawyer or a doctor or something? Probably not. But I mean, like, there's going to be guys that don't care as much. It's obviously not going to be a red pill community, but date psych. Date psych is the guy. I'm not going to ask a body count, but if she's got OnlyFans, I'm not interested. If you're saying that in chat, that's great. But if you're an incel who's like 32 years old and you've never even girl before, and a girl like this comes up to you and she's like, hey, we can date, but I do OnlyFans, you're lying to yourself if you're going to say you'd say no. The reality is that she's probably not going to be interested in you, Chief. Like, that's also like another delusion. Like, a lot of these people will be sitting here like, 5'7" dude, weighs 240 pounds, just moved out of mom and dad's house yesterday because grandma and grandpa died and they've got an extra house for them to pretend taking care of and living in, right? Did like 2 years at a community college, got no degree, and plays a ton of League of Legends. Is online saying shit like, I don't think I would ever be with a girl that does OnlyFans because they're f***ing sluts. Meanwhile, he spends more money on OnlyFans than he would ever spend on a woman in his entire life, right? Like,
and I've seen some of the boyfriends that star in their girlfriend's shit on OF. And,
sure, yeah,
that's completely correct.
Don't know if it's going to exist for me.
Don't you want a guy that says get off of that?
Yeah,
that would
You mean
say
like if
you
he
don't
gave me the
deserve
money?
that. I mean, is that what you want? Is that what you're looking for?
I don't want to do nothing. That's the thing.
Well, you don't have to do nothing. Like, is it nothing on OnlyFans or nothing like?
No, like I don't want a man to just be like, all right, I'm going to save you and give
the
me
amount of girls and guys that believe in this red pill shit is very small. It's just blown up because of social media. Yeah, I know. Like, and that's the thing too, is I wouldn't care about the red pill guys if they say, here's the thing that would make all the red pill shit acceptable, okay? If you say, this is how I want to run my relationships, this is how I believe it works for me, then that's fine. And if you want to say, like, if you want to say, like, I want a girl that's looking for this, I'm a man that's looking for this, that's fine. Just the cringe thing is when they project it to the entire world and say, every single woman is like this, every single man is like this. Like, it's just so f***ing cringe when they do this shit. Oh my God.
all this money and then I just sit around doing nothing. Like,
do you want to have kids?
Here's a porn star talking about dating at 16:45.
Boyfriends.
For sure, it's a lot of different things.
Yeah.
It's worrying about who will take me serious.
Yeah.
Is a big thing. The quality of men, like there's still like amazing guys that have like I've been able to talk to and see and stuff, but like the quality of men that are like into me has gone down because like they don't want to be seen with a girl that's like on the internet having sex. So that's been hard.
If you're full on doing porn, I can imagine that definitely changes a lot of your dating pool for sure.
Do you think they're wrong for that, or does that make sense
No,
to you?
I don't think they're wrong at all. I don't think there's anything wrong with not wanting to be with someone that has done.
Jesus,
I think that's like
Mel.
that's completely
and
understandable.
it's like
So I don't blame anyone else but myself.
Yeah, I mean, I've had other conversations for sure that definitely went a different direction where it's like, you should just accept it,
No,
But
I'm realistic. Like I'm not going to sit here and be like, you should take me just as serious. Like I understand why it would put.
Destiny, you just projected that men wouldn't care about the sex work of a person you're hooking up with and have no evidence besides the anecdotes. No, I'm not saying they wouldn't care. I'm saying you can still find people. That people are going to have different sets of values. I'm not saying every single person feels this way. Obviously, there's a lot of guys that wouldn't be comfortable dating somebody that's dated a black person or dating somebody that's like 10 or 15 guys. Obviously, these people are out there. But I don't think that if you do OnlyFans, now if you're like a mainstream huge porn star or whatever, obviously this is going to change your world and your dynamics quite a bit. But just because you've done OnlyFans doesn't mean that like 99% of guys are no longer interested in dating you. That's absolutely not true.
People off, like I fully understand.
Jesus,
so do you think
Mel?
now moving forward from it, you think that, let's say the other types of either men or people that you want to involve in your life, you think they're going to, I guess you're going to have to find a balance with it, because do you think they're still going to not accept you because of the past?
I think it'll be hard.
Yeah.
I have met some guys. I'm talking to someone now who's pretty understanding.
Must be a good guy.
Yeah, he's a really good
You
guy.
gotta be a good guy. That takes some, some understanding.
Yeah. But yeah.
You say who it is? Or no, you wouldn't say who it is. Would you say who it is? Or you wouldn't say
Oh, his
who it is?
name's Nick.
Okay, Nick. Shout out, Nick. That's okay. That's damn big, nice.
That made me nervous.
You know,
Nah, it's funny.
Really? No, nothing. You were gonna say it. It's just like, hey, that's dope. So Nick sounds like a great guy.
Yeah, it's not even like we're not like dating or anything, but just like him being there and like he's like a really just nice, cool guy, and him seeing me as like a actual human.
Yeah.
A lot of people that don't know me, they see me as like Sky B, this crazy robot demon on the online. Yeah, and then my friends in real life, people like Nick, they always like talk to me. They're like, if I didn't know you, I would have no clue who you do, because I just like in my daily life, like I'm pretty normal. Like I don't even like being called Sky B. Like no one in my real life calls me that. They just call me Skylar.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The internet, like even it's sort of aside, like just in general, people see, which is why you get these hate comments, because everyone has a whole opinion and perception on what that is and what it should or shouldn't be, and you know what I'm saying, like opinion of women, opinion of men involved in it, and
apparently she was a really big porn girl. I don't watch any mainstream porn, so I have no idea.
Like, do you want to build a life with somebody?
And that's something I don't.
He constantly uses black people as a stand-in for something negative. No, that's just usually the go-to for a lot of weird red pill guys. Is like, or I shouldn't say red pill actually. I should say like the racist red pill adjacent guys. How many conservative women do people attack? It's like, oh, she dates black guys. That's why she says this. I've seen that attack on so many different conservative women on Twitter. I've seen it a ton. And there's a reason why like the BBC stereotypes and shit exist. I don't think it's right. I don't think it's good. But that's like the stereotype that that people usually attack women for, or at least white racist dudes do.
I don't know yet how it's gonna work. I don't know how having kids and doing OnlyFans. I haven't thought that.
You're OnlyFans. You're OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
OnlyFans.
Hell no.
Just you two. That's it.
Just us.
You know what? There was somebody. We'll pull up the video really quick since it's topical. So you were on the show last time, and we asked if we'll go around the table really quick on this. Just a question, guys. We're gonna have you see if you would date the following guy. Eric, could you pull up Zach really quick?
What is this?
I'm gonna pull up. This doesn't apply to the men at the table, unless you would be. Unless you. Okay, so would you date this guy? He's a very nice guy. His name is
Mike
Zach.
would totally hit it.
Eric, scroll down. Yep, his name's Zach.
Bro, it keeps getting better the further you go down.
It's Jesus. He came to save you.
Are we doing smash or pass?
Have you met my Lord and Savior?
I also like how they're like ragging on Asmongold for the way that he looks. Isn't this feminine behavior? Isn't it supposed to be like, don't we judge women by their Instagrams and shit? I thought that men are supposed to show value through like earning a ton of money or being successful businessmen or something like that. Is it just because he doesn't look a certain way? Like,
got some good flow in his hair. Like,
You know what? He actually looks good when he doesn't have
He's got an
to
axe. He's like
that.
capable of defending you. So
There.
there's that. Just really quick, we'll go around the table for the girls. Would you date him? Yes or no?
Yes.
Hold on. Again.
Yes.
Would you go on World of Warcraft raids with him?
Stop asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see.
I've already seen the episode.
Just yes or no? Would you date? Would you
No.
date Zach?
No.
Not your type. Okay.
No.
I wouldn't. No, but we'd be best friends.
You let him buy your dinner? Is that what you're saying? Yes.
I think I would, but like he should play better games like Fallout. That's a good one. Skyrim's pretty good too.
I agree on both.
Yeah, dude, Fallout's fucking base. You want to see my tattoo?
Yeah,
Well,
agree.
yeah,
I agree.
But I haven't.
Would you date him?
It's a no for me.
What if he's like down to wait till marriage or whatever? And he's
Not-
Christian.
You meet him at Bible study.
That's not worth waiting
He's
for.
a good dancer.
No, it's not gonna do it for me.
I mean, you got a boyfriend, Thomas.
Hell no.
Hell no. Okay. So Eric, go back. Pull up his profile again really quick. Okay, his name's Asmongold. He's like all the way to the top. He's probably one of the top Twitch streamers. He makes millions of dollars a year. He owns like some companies. He makes.
He only has 110,000 followers, really?
He's
I mean,
huge
Twitch
on
doesn't translate to Instagram.
Huge on
Yeah,
Twitch.
he's huge on Twitch,
I should revise my statement. He makes millions of dollars a month. Does that change the calculus at all for any of you?
No.
Chad, World of Warcraft gamer. Like he's a Chad gamer.
I mean, like
top tier gamer.
I mean, I don't see what the
Huck
problem with
saying
dating
that
is.
about
I
his
wouldn't unless he plays
follower
video games,
count.
because then we don't really share a lot in common. So, well, yeah, okay, yeah, my priorities are kind of fucked, but like, I want someone to play video games with. Like, I want someone who's actually good at Dark Souls, you know, like not some like.
Elden Ring.
Yeah, Elden Ring is. Yeah, I want someone who can get past the tree sentinel. That's all I'm asking for.
This girl has never beat more than 3 Dark Souls bosses in her entire life. Guaranteed. I am going to be that guy that gatekeeps women. The reason why she knows about that Tree Sentinel boss is because she played it. She got killed by it 17 times and she refunded the game before she hit the 2-hour mark on Steam. 1,000,000% guaranteed.
So now, does that change your mind about this guy?
The Tree Sentinel.
So he actually saw us on the previous
saw
stream.
that he saw the clip.
Did you DM him? Did you slide into the DMs?
I'm a little shy about that. So I followed him on Twitter, and I was like, maybe he'll see that I followed him. But he didn't follow me back, and I'm very shy to DM a guy first. Because like,
Wow.
what if I get rejected?
That could have been your guy, and you just
So should I?
probably.
But
Post a picture of yourself with an
Get
axe.
rid of the jacket behind you if you can. Just put it on the ground or something. Okay, moving on. You're single. Rest in peace. RIP's in the chat. What's going on? Like, 'cause here's my question for everyone else who said they're single. What does being single actually mean? Because someone can say they're single and be sleeping with like 3 dudes, you know? So, like, when's the last time you hooked up? When's the last time you've been on a date? Like,
no,
You're single, right? But
Yeah, I'm actually a virgin.
Oh.
Do you have the Myron soundboard? We say that's cap. Or?
I have a different one.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So.
And you're doing OnlyFans.
Yep.
A virgin.
So you're not doing like porn on OnlyFans.
I'm not having sex as a virgin, correct? Yeah.
What is happening right now?
I think that's amazing because you probably have a lot of guys that would be trying to get after you, especially because you're on
Is that because of-
OnlyFans,
is that
and
because
that
of
sounds like you
religious
set a
reasons?
boundary.
If I was religious, I don't think I'd be participating in OnlyFans. So no, it's not for religious reasons.
You wouldn't be the first one to say that. That's what I was just gonna say. It's like a lot of girls will be like, I forget where we saw this recently, but it's like you go around the table and you got all these girls will say, I believe in God, blah blah blah, and yet they're on OnlyFans or they're doing.
Sure.
You know,
I try to remain relatively consistent. I'm just incredibly picky when it comes to.
so it's not a religious thing. You're just like I'm just.
No, it's
holding out.
just a visceral sense of pickiness.
How old are you?
24.
Can you describe an incident where it got close and it didn't happen, and why did it not happen? Like for you, you're 24, you've never had sex. So like, what happened where it got close and you decided to not do it? Because you're saying you're not a virgin for moral reasons. You're a virgin because you're picky. So I'm just curious, did anybody even get close, or does this whole idea of sex just not seem appealing to you?
And before I have you answer that, Justin, just really quick. You think she's telling the truth? Think it's the truth?
Not a betting man. I'm pulling for her. I hope she's telling the truth.
Okay. Do you want to answer Michael's?
Sure. It could still be for moral reasons, just not for like conventional religious reasons. Like I personally just don't believe in biting the bullet and just participating in hookup culture. And even though it might seem inconsistent that I'm on OnlyFans, well, holding out for me, it's very consistent because I just hold to my own moral compass in the sense of doing what I want to do. And if I meet someone I'm in love with, then.
But do you ever make out with a guy who was hot and heavy and then something stopped you? Or does no guy even get that far?
I would say guys have definitely pursued. I think just because I haven't done it, it's very easy for things in rest to stay in rest because there's no muscle memory for it. It's probably
Is
harder
that
for
Isaac
you.
Newton?
Yes, it is. It's
Okay.
3 laws of motion.
Yeah.
Pursues Isaac Newton for vagina. I respect. It's respect.
He said that about
it's in the book.
abstinence, yeah.
It's in the book Principia, written in 1689.
Yeah, so I'd imagine it'd probably be harder for you because of that muscle memory or that like remembrance of what it was like.
That's what I'm asking. Have you even gotten that far? Have you made out with a dude and considered having sex with him and then you stopped yourself during the night, or have you not even gotten that far? We haven't even got to first base with the dude.
Also, is this a born again thing, or are you proper virgin?
I'm a proper virgin.
Proper virgin.
Yes.
Brian's in.
I felt like this whole line of questions. Why even bring it up? It seems like it's not worth it.
Thought about having sex with him.
I've had the desire, but the desire isn't congruent with my like mental desire. If that makes sense. Like I've had like the bodily desire for it, but I have a completely independent thought process.
Yeah, I totally get that because I'm a virgin as well. So
stop the cap.
Okay, bro. Okay, there was this one time with my uncle, but I did not. Oh shit, I can't say shit. Like I was kidding. It was a joke. 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 It was a really fucked up joke, and I'm sorry. There was no time with my uncle. He's in prison, not because of me. But it was a joke.
Okay. Wait. So, question: are you waiting until marriage, or it just the right guy hasn't come along?
I'm just kind of a hopeless romantic. Like I just want to be in love, and I'm not sure if I have yet. And for me, if I even kiss a guy at a club who I'm not into, like I'll go home feeling disgusted.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's my question. You haven't answered. Have you kissed a guy at a club? Have you kissed a guy on a date? Like, I'm not trying to pry too much, but like you're virgin. We'll just call that getting all the way to home. Have you even gotten to first base with a dude? Because that would actually be a completely different story that you're telling. Do you understand what I'm saying?
First base as in kissed a guy?
Yeah.
Yes, I've kissed guys. Not frequently in that setting, like that one-time setting. Because
Okay.
the few times I have from that sample size, like I just personally don't feel good afterwards, like kissing someone.
And kissing someone.
Even on a first date, like I have to go on at least 3 dates to kiss someone to be honest to feel okay about it.
And then has anything ever gotten further than just kissing someone?
It'd be uncouth to give you a detailed sexual
I feel like I just feel like this whole line of questioning just never suits her well. I don't know why.
You have the right to do that. Well, my point is like, for some people, there's like a mental fixation where like they're just asexual. That's what you're starting to sound like. You're just not interested in sex at all.
No, that's not true at all. Like I said, I have a very strong bodily desire, and in the moment, like I could totally see myself enjoying.
I don't think it's okay also when people make edamame and they don't put anything on it. You can't just have like no salt, no garlic, no seasoning, or nothing. Can you really just serve edamame with nothing? Is that really okay?
It's more so I know afterwards I won't feel good after, because if I don't feel good after kissing someone, I felt good in the moment, then I think sex would be, you know what I mean, a way bigger bullet.
Can we just have you pull your hair behind put the hair behind your back? Your hair?
Are you trying to see my cleavage?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not me, like the chat's been asking for.
No, it's good for business.
It's just like, I'm just like, I'm looking out for you. Like I pulled up your OnlyFans here just like to check like if there's anything that could like discredit your claim that you're virgin.
Oh, you bought all my content for research.
Well, I didn't buy it. I'm just like on your blank page because
Yeah.
I don't pay for OnlyFans.
Right.
But you only have 8 posts, like hello. But
I mean, a lot of it's in the messaging, you know.
Hey, do you write your own messages or do you have someone write your messages for you?
I script the messages. Most people go on my OnlyFans to like debate me, so I respond to a lot of people.
This is incredible.
Yeah.
She's found a business model by being virgin OnlyFans content.
Virgin OnlyFans role.
I don't really brand as virgin because I feel like it conflicts with the OnlyFans image. The virgin thing is a relative. I planned on not coming out of it for a while.
Use that actually.
Yeah, I was saying the same thing. Like you could piss dudes off and get them like to pay to debate you and call you names. I think that's a great way to make money. That's what we're doing now. That's what
Do you think
Brian Rollo do.
Do you think that being on OnlyFans is like limiting you from finding the guy for whom you will eventually want to actually have sex with?
No, I mean it's all subjective. You could say that, you know, me not wearing a hijab, you know, I'm cutting off a section of men, me being brown. There's men who probably won't like me for my race. I'll just find a man who has congruent values.
That's me.
I'm not going to tell him.
Just in a video game. Just kidding.
A subsection of red-pilled men.
So if you have an OnlyFans and you're a virgin, and you just explained to us that you're waiting for like some very high quality guy.
I didn't say high quality.
Oh,
I
really?
said
okay. So what would be your ideal guy then?
high level of chemistry. When you say high value, you're probably relating to income, height, things like
Not
that.
high value, but I mean like it's high enough to sort of be your ideal guy. That would be the guy that you would want to have sex
I don't know if we have the same metrics of ideal. What do you mean by ideal?
with. No, I'm just asking you. What would
Ideal
be
is
your
what you think
ideal
ideal
that
is.
you would want to have in a guy so that you will have sex with him?
For me, romantic chemistry is incredibly volatile. It's not based on any parameters of like, oh, he's in school, he has this career or anything.
So it could just be a random dude off the street.
100%. I am not hypergamous at all.
I think you're probably way more hypergamous than you think you are.
I completely
In fact,
agree.
you are so hypergamous, you won't have sex with a guy until the guy is the guy that you're looking for.
Of course, and then if I had sex with guys and then they were, you know what I mean, made less than me, and then you'd say, oh, because we broke up, it proves that none of those interactions counted, right?
So I can't really tilt the microphone a little. Tilt it.
Are you going on the show? Yeah, in a week, I think.
I think the fact that you are a virgin right now just proves a point that you're like to a very high degree.
The fact that I'm abstinent means that I'm waiting for someone richer than me.
No. So you're confused with hypergamous with this idea that women are bad. Hypergamy doesn't mean women are bad.
When did I say bad?
I don't think she ever said that ever.
When did I even imply that?
Yeah, you are the one who's saying that you're putting words in his mouth.
I'm just asking you, what would be your ideal enough to get
But where
with
did
the guy?
this notion of women being bad come in?
No,
Nobody's saying. No one is saying that.
Yeah, but you're saying to him, you're putting words in his mouth about what he's going to say next after you have sex, and that he's going to judge you, and that's not what we're saying. Hypergamy is just an algorithm. It's an evolutionary adaptation that women have. It's not a negative or positive thing. Like you said, it's not negative.
I'm not sure if it's an evolutionary adaptation. I think the reason women have historically been hypergamous is because they were barred from higher education. So obviously the average man was going to earn more than them. But by 2050, we're going to see a total reversal of hypergamy.
Hypergamy
we're going to see
during the
hypogamy.
Pleistocene epic was because of a barred from education.
In general, you can't really deduce anything from
Hypergamy during the
hypogamy.
Pleistocene epic was because of a barred from.
See, the average man was going to earn more than them, but by 2050, we're going to see a total reversal of hypergamy.
Hypergamy in the
we're going to see
hypergamy during the
hypogamy.
Pleistocene epic was because of.
In the Questercene epic? Well, I don't know what that means. What is? Can somebody translate? He means in ancient times in the Pleistocene. Okay, is this just like some referring to? Okay, so he memorized like the Paleo periods to sound super educated. Gotcha.
2050, we're going to see a total reversal of hypergamy.
Hypergamy and
we're going to see
hypergamy during the Pleistocene epoch was because of a barred from education.
In general, you can't really deduce anything from hypergamy historically because men on average have just made more than women, but now women are out earning men.
Hypergamy existed before there was money. Hypergamy has nothing to do with money.
I'm just telling you, studies have shown about that.
No,
By 2050, we'll see a complete reversal of hypergamy.
What you're doing here is you are conflating hypergamy with the values and the monetary set and status of today. Whereas when we talk about, when I've talked about hypergamy in the past, it's not a social construct. It's not something that's been created. It's something that is innate. I'm
using the current definition of hypergamy, which is that women date someone with a superior sociological or monetary background.
Sociological.
Socioeconomic background.
Socioeconomic, yeah. Okay. No, because when we talk about hypergamy, it's not just about money. It's not just about status. It's also about, like, is this guy arousing enough for me to want to get with? Is he?
Is this guy So hypergamy just means attraction?
A hot guy. Is he the dude that I want to get with because he does it for me? That's what I was asking you. I'm not asking you, like, how much money does he have to make? I'm just saying, what's your ideal that guy would get in there? Who would be the guy that would make you, the OnlyFans virgin, want to have sex with this guy?
Wait, I'm confused. Can you clarify your definition of hypergamy? You're saying now that
hypergamy is very simple. It's alpha fucks and beta bucks. Okay, so it's is this guy arousing? Is he sexual? Is he a good genetic match for me? Is he somebody who turns me on? Does he have a strong jawline? Is he 6 foot tall? Is he got a V taper? Does he have a 6-pack abs? Does he turn me on? There's the arousal side of that, and then there's the beta buck side, which is the provisioning, protection, and parental investment side of it. So what you're focusing on right now is just that one single side. What I'm saying is, what combination of all that would be the guy for whom you would want to have sex with?
Right, and I don't think I can give you.
She can't say chemistry because none of these guys know anything about romance or chemistry. It's all just like these autistic little discrete variables that none of them have any idea about because Rollo's been married for 40 years. The guy in the middle probably exclusively bangs prostitutes, and the dude all the way on stage left, camera right, is some guy that's in a monogamous relationship that's too coped out to fucking admit it, and he pretends that he's not because he does threesomes with his wife. Like, all of these guys are fucking retarded, literally.
Like, on paper, a list of traits. Like, I personally don't value height. I don't value physique. For me, like I said, romantic chemistry is incredibly volatile.
So the last guy you were with was, what, shorter than you, taller than you?
I'm not going to get into details of it, but I've been attracted to guys who are my height or shorter. I genuinely don't care. For me, I'm hypergamous maybe in the sense that I want someone with equal intelligence.
Again, that's not bad. That's not a bad thing.
I haven't implied it's bad. I'm just rejecting the premise that I subscribe to hypergamy.
It's not a subscription. So let's just say you don't subscribe to it, but the supposition that you made previously was that it was somehow cultural and it wasn't genetic. So we put that to bed over 40 years ago. Okay, the study of evolutionary psychology, Dr. David Buss's first study in 1989, where he looked at 37 different cultures.
Redpill doesn't believe in chemistry, which is mostly true. If you're attractive, chemistry isn't a thing. I have no idea what you mean by that.
In all 37 cultures, women wanted men taller than them. In all 37 cultures, men were more interested in casual sex than women. In all 37 cultures, women were more interested in men who were better at provisioning. This is not a fun. And these cultures had no attachment to radios. The study of evolutionary psychology, Dr. David Buss's first study in 1989, where he looked at 37 different cultures. In all 37 cultures, women wanted men taller than them. In all 37 cultures, men were more interested in casual sex than women. In all 37 cultures, women were more interested in men who were better at provisioning. This is not a fun. And these cultures had no attachment to radios, television, or film. They had no attachment to others. So Papua New Guinea, and the Andes. They had absolutely no contact with each other. In all of these ones, men on average had 90% higher upper body muscle and 50% more lower body muscle. And when you look at all these things, these are genetic. These things are not a function of culture. So that's a mistake to think that hypergamy is something that's created because men created some sort of patriarchy that created a hypergamous situation. That is not the case.
Well, I think we were just using conflicting definitions of hypergamy. Okay. I was referring to socioeconomic background, which is the
in your discussion with him. That's easy to do. In your discussion with him, but in my discussion, because my podcast on evolutionary psychology, there is no evidence whatsoever that the concept of hypergamy comes from culture. Just like my heterosexuality does not come from culture, and what people are attracted to does not come from culture. We've proven unequivocally, unassailably, it is genetic. Now, there's variations within a culture, what some people find attractive as others, but in all 37 cultures, they found symmetrical faces and signs of youth to be attractive. On average, on general, men who are taller, not necessarily 6 feet tall, some places don't use the imperial system, but not always, but generally men who are taller than women. And in all of these different cases, the men who are more competent.
Isn't it like 98% of men are taller than like 98% of women? Like, it's just like throwing so many random metrics out. Like,
an allegory or an analogy.
Isn't hypergamy marrying up to a higher class? Yes. Hypergamy, with the way these guys used to use it, hypergamy means marrying a higher like social class. So like poor women marrying wealthy men. But somehow I guess now, maybe because they've realized how retarded that is, maybe now they're using hypergamy to mean anytime you marry a guy that is like better than you in any way. I don't actually know what they mean by hypergamy anymore. I have to probably ask this question. I don't even know what they mean anymore when they say this.
Competency in 2023 is money, whereas there was no money during the Pleistocene epoch. Competency is now referred to as money, the ability to garner resources. That's what's most important.
Wait, hold on.
We have John Galt with the $101. Thank you, John Galt. I'm going to have you read this one, okay? Go ahead.
All right, so Rollo Tomassi tells men to get vasectomies, avoid marriage, and family creation. Terrible advice. Manosphere is equally as dysfunctional as the blue-haired feminists who hate men and childless cat ladies. Look to Matt Walsh or Ben Shapiro for better advice.
Your response?
Yeah, well, first off, that tweet was, let's just say, tongue-in-cheek, first of all. And then second of all, if I told you to go...
That tweet was tongue-in-cheek? Really? Okay. Okay, Chief.
Jump off a cliff, are you going to go do that? If I told you that the fastest way to make $1 million was to steal it, would you disagree with that?
Wait, what the f is this defense? What?
If I told you, see, the thing is, the problem that I have with Twitter and a lot of the social media stuff that's going on right now is you can't open your mouth on social media without it being advice. You can't go on a show, you can't go on Instagram, you can't go on Twitter without people saying, you're giving advice, you're trying to influence me to do something, rather than actually having some sort of thought experiment. Now, when I was talking about that, when I brought that up, I was bringing up the idea of what makes a high-value guy and what is the quickest way or the quickest path from point A to point B. So, would that not be these days? Simply don't get married. Do not be concerned with family creation. Focus on your your mission, whatever that happens to be. And yes, I said get a vasectomy. And I'll tell you what's funny is when people come at me and they say, "Oh, Rollo thinks that we should all go and sterilize ourselves." And I'm not telling you to do that. Okay, I'm not saying go get a vasectomy. Okay, if that's what you want to do, fine, go ahead and do that. But it's not I'm not influencing. I'm just saying, look, this is the fastest way for you to protect.
What does he mean by we're not influencing? Isn't he an influencer? Isn't that what you do when you get on Twitter? Like if you don't want anybody to do it, you're not giving advice for people to do it. Why the f do you even tweet it then? Why put it out in public on your Twitter and tell people to do it? It's such a weird...
Protect yourself from having children if that's the way you want to, if that's where you want to be. So guys who don't have those accountabilities, they don't have those liabilities, those are the guys who are going to outperform the guys who are already tied down by those things. Whether or not that's a moral issue or an ethical issue, that you can go take that up with Matt Walsh and Ben Shapiro all day long if you want.
We got one here from Zentians. Thank you for the 100 man to the ugly 304. Not sure who this is directed towards. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you ever even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone is dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul. No idea.
Somebody asked about the donos. I think that the did you ask Anna to bring a Redpill influencer on during your episode? Yeah, I told him I wanted, because I DM'd him on Instagram. I was like, I better have some guys to argue with. It better not just be like 4 like random other bimbo girls or some shit. I think that the dono model is attractive because 1, it's a live show. 2, if you want to get your shit read, it's got to be of a certain dono amount. And then 3, because you get to shit on the women on the show and like force them to sit there and endure it. So you get to do like a little bit of humiliation cuck porn like while you're doing it, yeah.
Do you think Rollo asked them to bass boost his mic specifically? It sounds deeper than the others.
Well quoted from the movie.
Well done. Was it Billy Madison? Is that it? Is that it? And then we have, let's see here. We have Wiley50, thank you for the 100. Avery, go for it.
Good for you, Avery. Sex is something beautiful between a husband and wife. Sex outside marriage is pointless and cannot be blessed by God. You're 100% correct. Stay faithful. Shalom.
Wait, but you didn't say.
I did have sex.
Shalom. Yeah, you didn't say you're waiting until marriage.
Now I'm like trying to chill out, but I definitely haven't done that.
You said you were dating for marriage.
I'm dating for marriage.
Dating
yes.
for marriage.
I have had sex. Yes.
Yeah, you're not.
Cheated on Brian.
You
cheated on Brian.
No, not since I've seen you.
Oh.
I've been a good girl.
CHF 100 to USD. Oh, this is Swiss francs. Jesus. Okay.
People are barely able to form a proper sentence. Looks do matter, but so does language, among other things. Greetings from Switzerland.
Thank you, Roman, for the donation from Switzerland down there if you're in the French-speaking part of the Swiss-German-speaking part, but much appreciated, man. Thank you, merci beaucoup. Dankeschön if you're, I don't know if that's the same in Swiss-German, but okay, Jeremy, thank you for the big $200 super chat, man. Thank you. Do you want to read this one?
You assume that's about me? I'm the Mia Khalifa from Wish in your eyes? Yeah.
Not my words, Jeremy.
Well, considering you're related to Destiny, why don't you take a shot at that one?
The Mia Khalifa from Wish came here with an agenda. She's Destiny's little lapdog. Destiny went on a world tour calling them trafficker. Shout out Justin Waller for helping men level up, real G.
Do you have a response to Jeremy?
I'm here as Destiny's lapdog? No, I actually told him he's not allowed to watch this on stream right now. I don't know if that's if he is.
You told him he's not allowed to watch?
Yeah.
Why is he not allowed to watch?
Rip.
I don't.
Yeah, we are watching it on stream. Stay mad.
Findom.
What's going on there?
Oh, I just said because he probably would have watched it.
Because you
wanted to watch it?
Huh?
Why would you not want him to watch it?
Yeah.
I don't know. We're friends. I was like, I want to see how I do first.
What?
It's not that deep.
I was more interested in your response to the Wish Mia Khalifa thing. If you have thought like a rebuttal, maybe more like a Walmart version.
I've heard every
do you want to shoot shots back to Jeremy? You want to say something back to Jeremy?
I'm flattered that he paid 200 when he only needed to pay 100 to get your attention, right?
That's more directed to me. That's more directed to me.
Can a porn star be like of Middle Eastern descent and not be Mia Khalifa? Like, I think she's kind of like the archetype. You know what I'm saying? It's like one archetype. Other people, there's a lot of people who look like that.
And then he also said something to Justin here. Shout out Justin Waller for helping men level up, real G. Do you want to say anything to Jeremy, Justin?
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
She meant live.
Jackson here. Thank you for the 100.
Listen, she didn't have to say not to watch live because there's no way I'm sitting through a 6-hour goddamn podcast. Okay, or wait, it was only 5 hours. My bad. Fake news.
American virus is freedom. Thank you for the 100. Avery, go ahead.
As a traditional guy, I look at women that sleep with a lot of men as someone that is willing to have a kid with those men. A man that is willing to sleep with a lot of women are willing to emotionally damage ladies they don't want to stay with. Neither is healthy.
Damn.
Anyone have Justin, thoughts on this? Michael, Rollo, any thoughts?
I think you don't necessarily want to have kids with everyone you have sex with. So I don't know if that's.
No,
I do think it's leverage to judge people. But I mean, in some cases you do. Here's the thing: subconsciously, though, you do, and it's more so with women than men. Where women will, like, again, the oxytocin release that happens after a woman has sex with a man is more powerful in women than it is men. So I could see that argument subconsciously, but I think cognitively, I'm not sure if that's.
No, it's just the argument for licking the ice cream. That's all. There's the ice cream store, and some guys get to go into the ice cream store earlier, or like at all go in there, and what they do is they go and lick every flavor of ice cream. So when everybody else goes in there, they realize that, oh, hey, this ice cream's been licked.
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. I hate these fucking shows. Oh my God.
Hypergamy is trying to marry above your status.
That in the classic, like, dictionary definition of hypergamy, yes, you're correct.
Right. It's trying to marry above your status. So it's a woman who's a 6 trying to marry an 8.
Right. Well, what qualifies a guy as an 8? Is it his financial status?
Right, but men don't practice hypergamy. Men will marry down. An 8 will marry a 6.
Well, status-wise, but maybe not looks-wise.
See, that's
yes, yeah.
So between
that's an important point.
Between the physical side of things and the long-term security side, that's why you have to know the difference between alpha fucks and beta bucks. That's why hypergamy is important to understand, because all women are hypergamous. How they are allowed to express that is the key here. So if you have a woman who comes from a very religious society, she's still very much hypergamous, but she's only allowed to choose based on like cultural norms and religious norms.
I don't dispute the hypergamy. The thing that I dispute is because I don't really know.
Does he base boost his mic? Of course he does.
Have realistic numbers on this. If you're telling people that 100% of women...
That saying has existed for decades? Really? Has it? Decades? Alpha fucks and beta bucks? I've never heard that before until today. It might have existed for a while, but decades?
Do this cuck strategy. That's going to...
Hold on. Alpha fucks and beta bucks. Vulgar slang. Well, this doesn't really help me, does it? Proverb.
Create massive paranoia in people. That's just, it's gonna...
Someone says it was invented by Ross Jeffries in the 80s. Oh, okay.
Sabotage their relationships from the get-go.
Okay, let me see if I can explain. 100% women are not going to actually cuck a guy, but 100% of women are hypergamous. Does that make sense to you?
Well, hypergamous means they want to marry up. That doesn't mean that
they also want to too.
Yes, but wait. Up and getting into a stable monogamous relationship is not the cuck strategy. The cuck strategy is literally, as I explained it, it's getting 2 men, one to be the provider and one to be the genetic material for the offspring.
That's so what you're describing here is 2 different things. One is the practice and one is the principle, let's just say. So hypergamy is the principle. Meaning, and by the way, when
alpha fucks beta bucks is not hypergamy.
Alpha fucks beta bucks is exactly hypergamy.
No, but let's separate hypergamy. You're saying hypergamy.
Okay.
That's a metaphor. I know it's dangerous to use these days, but it's a metaphor for the fact that guys, there's this belief that a certain...
Destiny is in super hater mode today. I'm here for it. I'm always in super hater mode when I watch Redpill content. They give shitty advice to men. They give shitty life advice for men. They give, like, everything about these people is self-destructive. Like, if you were a young man and you had trouble today, this would be like the heroin that you turn to when your life is falling apart. Like, none of these people are improving in the dating sense, like young men's ability to navigate any of these types of markets. I guess for like the few men that I guess needed a red pillar guy to tell you that the Matrix exists for you to work out, I guess it's good. So if you're somebody that starts going to the gym because you watch some show like this, then fine, good for you. But literally almost every single thing these guys say about like dating dynamics or women or their analysis of relationships is hot trash. And not only is it hot trash, and encourages men to act in trashy ways. So yeah, of course I'm going to sit here and hate on them. Like I think they're destructive to the young men that turn to their podcasts. It's just a lot of them. It's just a bunch of men that have been hurt by women in the past and want to take it out on them, and now they come to like red pill spaces to do it.
Percentage of guys are going and essentially sleeping with all the women and then damaging those women. And then those women, when they find the real guy, when they finally get to be 28, 29, 30 years old, and they're trying to do the right thing, then they're damaged goods. And all because some sinister group of very elite men, a small percentage of them, have ruined those women because they had sex with them. Well, the problem with your estimate there is you also have to remember that women choose to have sex with those guys in the first place. So you got to look at it from both sides. I know you got something to say.
No, I agree with you. I don't think he's wrong. I think that there's a certain level of man that can go through an alpha whale with a bunch of women. I'm just saying I believe that. And life isn't fair, man. So you need to compete very, very hard, understand where you fall in the rank of things, and put yourself in a position to be the highest level of man that she could be with. Because until you do that, then there's not really a conversation. I'll just keep rolling through them, and all the other guys like me will. So that's your problem to handle, my friend. That's why you should work so hard. That's why everybody watching this shit should work so fucking hard. Be the best man you can possibly be, because if you love your wife, even if it's your future wife, you are going to be faced with this scenario, and that's the only way that you're going to win, my friend. So,
Justin, just a question. When you say faced with that scenario, what do you mean?
So every man is going to compete after he's married, regardless. Like hypergamy is a real thing. Respectfully, by the way. it is very, very real, and it is something that you're constantly going to be doing in your life is competing. So performance.
You have a burden of performance.
Men do have a burden of performance, and it's very important that you realize that and accept that ugly truth of the world. You can get mad at women and blame it on women, but the truth of the matter is, unless you're doing the work to maximize every part of you in every way, then you should look at no one but yourself.
Destiny, you don't spend actual time in these communities, so you don't know the audience they have or that they even have female fans. Please do more research of assumptions. Bro, these communities probably been like 97, 98% women. I'm sorry, but you're fucking retarded if you think that there are women that like eat this shit up. Like any woman that sees any red pill shit at all on your phone is gonna be the biggest red flag in the world. There's never been on a single date ever where a woman's been like, oh, thank God my boyfriend's read all of Rollo Tomassi's books. Thank God my boyfriend subscribes to Andrew Tate. Thank God my boyfriend has watched all of these red pill videos on how to handle relationships. So now he's gonna go out and cheat on me to make me feel more competitive. Like, it just doesn't happen, bro. Well, there's probably some hyper specific niche markets in like Miami or some crazy dating markets or whatever where this might happen. But for like 99% of people, none of this shit applies.
So go find a mirror, my friend, instead of typing on this channel and talking shit about how women are hypergamous. We already know that. So all you can do is build yourself up to the man that she would never leave.
Yeah, his argument that it's unhealthy for men to run through a bunch of women is not going to stop men, especially high status men, from doing exactly that.
100%, he's just complaining.
Yeah, and the fact that you complain about it isn't going to change it either. Like, again, on one hand, we have 17, 18 years of Facebook, and on the other hand, we have 300,000 years of Homo sapien evolution. The evolution means more, and women will be hypergamous, and men will compete with other men over women. That is
Destiny. They provide techniques on how to pick up really beautiful women. The techniques that these guys use to pick up really beautiful women 50% of the time is a band. Okay, it's $1,000. So they pay for them. They ask them to come on their boats, then they take pictures of them, and they sell it to you like they're super successful in dating. That's why very few of these guys have successful long-term relationships. And when they do have long-term relationships, they live like blue-pilled cucks. Rollo Tomassi's out here talking about all this exercising options and shit and blah 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 blah. This motherfucker's been in a monogamous marriage for 30 or 40 fucking years. This guy hasn't had play since TV was broadcast in black and white. Okay, like, how are you going to tell me that this is the leader of like the red pill hypergamous like guys need to be in one-sided open relationships like movement? This is ridiculous, dude. Same thing with this guy over here, is also locked down in an exclusive monogamous relationship with this woman too. Guy on the red has threesomes with his wife. That is true, because later on in the show they ask if he's allowed to sleep around or step out, and he's absolutely not. They have threesomes together when she's present. That is not an open relationship. That's not even remotely close to an open relationship. That's a couple that does threesomes. Like, nothing is open about that relationship. Like,
thank you, man.
On behalf of the military homies, are military guys red flags in the dating scene? Why or why not?
Yeah, we can go around the table on this. Avery, is it a red flag? Why or why not?
I don't think so. I don't know. I've actually never dated or matched with a guy in the military, but no.
No, it wouldn't be. I'm kind of confused. Why would it be? Like, what's the
Well,
presumption?
I suppose, I mean,
PCS, TDYs, like you're caused to travel on
like deployments and stuff. Like,
but it's honestly the military men get taken advantage of more than
Yes.
they're the red flags.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
quite
yeah.
the opposite. Like, military men get cheated. There was a show called Army Wives, I believe, on CBS that just illustrated this entire point. It's women, especially after World War II, guys would be deployed for 2 years. They'd come back and it was like a 75% divorce rate after that. So it's quite the opposite. It's men who get married and then deploy. That whole situation.
if you're a guy and you get married right before deployment, you honestly are retarded. I cannot believe that there are still people in the military that do this. I hope there's not. I hope you guys have learned your lessons, but like 18, 19-year-olds that will get married right before deploying, like, bro, you're getting cheated on 2 months after you've like left the country. Like, why? Or even, you don't even have to leave the country. Even if you get deployed to some other base US, if you're not bringing your significant other with you, guys, long-term relationships don't work if you're less than 25. Okay, you just can't do it. Or rather, they don't work unless you've already been dating for years. You cannot do long-term relationships with new partners. It's the worst and stupidest idea ever. It's so dumb.
To be a red flag.
What's it called? A dependopotamus? Is that? Have you heard that term, Mike?
Dependopotamus.
A dependopotamus.
Dependopotamus, yeah.
Well done.
Is that?
There's women who just will scour around Fort Hood, just looking for.
I got a follow-up question.
Yeah,
but
but they just scour around Fort Hood looking for any like second lieutenant they can get their hands on, or any, so I think it's quite the opposite as far as being a red flag. Most military guys I know don't have the ability to cheat. You can do a 15-month deployment in Iraq, you don't have the ability to cheat. So,
is that a red flag to you?
Yes.
Military guys?
Yes,
red flag?
Long distance. Wait, what did I say? Long distance. Sorry.
Because I just don't like that feeling of just waiting for somebody. I'm waiting for you. I have loyalty, I have trust, I have this, I have communication, I have that as a person, and I invest all this with a person that's completely far away. And now this person has a lot of other things in his view at this point. He's exposed to new things. He doesn't have time for that person that's waiting at home. So now she's stuck at home waiting.
Okay, so no long distance relationships.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say yes, due to personal experience and also like other people's point of view.
So you dated a guy in the military?
I dated a guy in the military. That was my 7-month situationship.
relation between us, but like, for example, I would like, you're not allowed to do this, but I would also sleep in his barracks. And I would hear a lot of the rumors that was happening. For example, he has this friend who has a fiance, he has another friend that is married, and they would have girls over at the rooms all the time. They have these things called barrack bunnies or something like that.
Yeah, Desert Queens is when you're deployed in barrack bunnies.
So,
I think the other thing we have to differentiate is, I think you're talking about enlisted infantry, and there's a big difference between that or just enlisted in general.
Well, I'm talking about enlisted, and I'm talking about other people as well that were outside. For example, like I have girlfriends, and then his friends would be like, hey, like set me up with your girlfriends, and I'd be like, you guys already have somebody though. Then they'd be like, okay, but they wouldn't have to know because I don't know the girls personally.
So they're trying to get on the down low.
Exactly. So I don't trust any of those guys.
So it's a trust thing.
It's a trust thing.
I don't think you can judge everybody by the actions of a few, but I don't.
Speak up a little bit.
I don't think you can judge people by the actions of a few like that. Like, it's not a trust thing. I think if a man is willing to put his life on the line to learn how to protect our country and to protect me, I think that's not a red flag.
Hey, maybe I'm biased because my uncle was a Marine, but I have nothing but respect
Once
for
Marine, always Marine.
He's still a Marine. He's still a Marine.
He's still a Marine. I have nothing but respect for members of the military. Honestly, it wouldn't be a red flag at all because one, that shows that the guy is very willing to die for his country, which means that he has
pro-social, good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Aspen, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I love this country, and it would raise eyebrows just because one of my life goals is to have my husband with my kids there as much as possible. But for the right guy, I would accept that.
Kylie, would you date a military guy?
Hey, Michael. No, yeah, I think it's great. I can see how some girls would want to like deal with like dating somebody actually like currently active duty, like in the military because of the whole like waiting game or whatever. But out of it, and that's great.
Quick follow-up question: do you guys know the percentage of Americans who served in the military, or served? Is it serving or served?
Ever served.
Ever served in the military? Percentage of Americans?
Probably really
No. 65. 65%.
Oh shit.
Really? Anybody want to throw out some guesses?
9%.
Oh, percentage of people that have ever served in the military. If I had to guess. Percentage of people who've ever. My guess would be. You have a big ass military, but we have a lot of people. I'm gonna say 1 to 2%. That's gonna be my guess. I guess. I don't know. 1 to 2%. I don't know.
Anybody else?
How many people right now are in the military? I wonder if this is including like active reserve or whatever. Or active or reserve or whatever the fuck the different statuses are. Damn, it's probably. Oh, how many people have ever served in the military? More than 41 million Americans have served over the course of the nation's history. Well, how many people have ever existed in the United States? How many people have ever lived in the United States? How many Americans have there been? 6 million Americans who have ever lived. Wait, what? Country has gone from 3 million a time ago, 30 million today. If you add up all the people born in the last 20 years, these numbers are dicey. So 545 million, I guess. We're saying 41 million have ever served. So what, like 9%? This seems like a really complicated question. Did we count immigrants or people that have left the country? If you add their figures on veterans to the active personnel numbers, 7.3% of all living Americans have served in the military at some point in their lives. Oh, so this is every American that's alive today, the percentage of those alive today who have ever served. Oh, so it's not like have ever served in the history of all the people who have been alive. It's 7.3%. Gotcha. But I imagine this number would probably drop significantly once like Vietnam vets and stuff die off. Maybe. I don't know.
435?
Yeah, the number is 6% of people have ever served, and that's active duty, reserve, or anything like that. A lot of people don't realize it's like less than 1% of the U.S. population is currently in the military, and so yeah, it's actually a much lower number than people think. They did a YouGov survey, and people thought it was somewhere in the 40s. Yeah, 40% of Americans, or they thought 65% of Americans had served in the military. No, it's about 6% of current people living right now have ever.
YouGov survey: how many Americans have ever served in the military? Huh.
Or served in the military.
Can I have you just scoot your microphone? Can I have you scoot your microphone to the edge of the table? Pull it towards you. Thank you. All right, we have a super chat here from AGM1991. Thank you for the super chat, man. Appreciate it. Avery, go ahead.
Avery, I have a question for you. There's a woman that I'm interested in and I feel a connection with her. Any advice? You want a perfect relationship, get your relationship with God, Jesus Christ, the Holy Spirit, and God's Word, and KJV. Trust me and believe me.
So what's the question? There's a woman that I'm interested in and I feel a connection with her. Any advice?
I think that's
I feel like I need more information here, but
I feel like he needs to be telling that girl the advice he just gave you when he asked you for advice.
No, I think that was meant for Aspen because there's another one like under this that said, I said the wrong girl again later. I don't know. I saw it earlier. So
Oh,
I think
okay.
that was meant for Aspen.
We're gonna let you answer.
This one?
Yeah, I thought I saw one earlier. I read this
I mean, this is a very
earlier.
general
Just a while ago.
question. Any advice? Is it for Avery or for Aspen?
I don't know.
You should answer. I'm curious.
I don't know. I need more information, but I just can say what I want. I just want to be treated like I'm the prettiest princess in all the land.
All the
and,
land?
Yes, and like
Out of curiosity, have you ever gone out with a guy who didn't treat you like you were the prettiest princess in all the land?
Yeah.
Or maybe it's a little harder to get to go out with him.
Black Manx one donated $100. If only you really understood the relationship between real men and what they deserve. Top G types and what they really look for is totally not what you give. If the girl second from the left could find a guy worth having, we could save the world.
The girl second from the left. Is that the schoolgirl or this girl? Top G's. God, that's so cringe.
Derek Man X, thank you.
Second from the left. That's you. That's Aspen. Just say
Second
Aspen.
from the left.
Aspen's easy to remember.
Can I respond to that guy?
Sure.
I would say be somebody that can lead her towards the Lord, and also someone that can cut her throat and hold a baby.
Sorry, guys.
That's going to go in the title of this, this show.
Oh, it probably came from this. Okay, so are a military veteran. The actual number is 6%, and Americans thought it was 40%. 40% as veterans? That's kind of insane. You just see like an old person, you assume, oh, that guy must be from Vietnam. Maybe that really old guy is from World War II. Like, what is the, Jesus.
Sorry, guys, I'm adjusting something here on my laptop. While I do that, is there anything, this is a question I often ask, is there anything dating related anybody wants to get off your chest? So either something that you specifically want to ask, maybe a question you have you want some advice on, men are pissing you off in some way. Is there anything dating related you want to get off your chest? Go ahead, Avery.
I don't know. I don't want. I mean, I'm not having luck in the dating department, but I'm not gonna like shit on men for that. So I don't know. I don't have any questions at this time.
What about you?
I'm confused. Am I inquiring dating advice?
What? So is there anything dating related that you want to get off your chest? So any specific topic that you'd like to talk about related to dating, or maybe when it comes to dating, men are pissing you off in some way? Just give me some thoughts here.
Well, they seem to be traditional, so I'd like to talk about like what their standards are for a female partner.
You talking to Justin? Or?
All of them.
I'm curious about that too.
Let's start with Justin.
Because you're willing to provide 100% for a woman. So when I asked earlier strings attached, I didn't mean in terms of her putting out for the date. I meant like what woman qualifies for that treatment.
Loyalty. I think positive feedback, giving appreciation. See, the beautiful thing about love really is that when you give to your family tells you how much they appreciate it. That's what makes it fun, right? That's the beautiful thing about love is to be able to take care of somebody, provide for them, protect them.
Okay, I swear to God, I'm not trying to do this, okay? But like, it looks like a dog. I want loyalty, positive feedback, and appreciation. Come on, there's got to be something else here, dude.
Ideally, somebody who's very intelligent that I can connect with on an intellectual level.
Oh, okay, somebody intelligent.
Very important to me. I think it makes it better. Particularly if it's going to be any kind of long-term thing, not short-term, like just sex. Like if I'm going to be around this person for a while, I'm going to want to respect them mentally. And also, I want that person to be on my mission with me, like supporting my mission. So particularly, like let's say I met a girl like you. If you were doing OnlyFans, at some point, you would recognize the path that I'm on and want to get behind that program and support that program with all of your talent, your efforts, and everything. So I think a man should be able to give a woman a mission to get on with him, but is on the path that he is leading. A man should be the leader in the relationship, and for that reason, I'd want a woman that could get inside of my frame, and be happy to be there. So in a nutshell, that's what I'd be looking for.
Okay, so you wouldn't want the woman to get off OnlyFans because it's like sex work, but just because that's her individual career path, and you'd want her to kind of like abandon her career for your path, or specifically because it's OnlyFans / sex work?
OnlyFans wouldn't be ideal, I can tell you. Like I probably wouldn't like that if I'm being 100% with you. But as far as her wanting to do something that she's passionate about, if she wanted to work, and for whatever reason she had a passion in some area, I would support that. Ideally, she'd want to help me with my mission, but if she wanted to do something that she was passionate about, I would let her do it. Now, would I wife up a girl on OnlyFans? No, I wouldn't. Would I look past it to get to a place where I could build her to somewhere else? Yeah, I would. And I think that is a man's job, is to build a woman up to where he wants to go. For example,
that's actually one of the more decent answers I've heard from one of these Redpill guys.
If you meet a woman, you should be wanting to build her up so you can take her with you to meet those millionaires that are going to invest in your deal, or the billionaires on a boat in Dubai. That a man's job should be, in part, to build a woman up to the highest level he possibly can. So it's an investment that the man puts into a woman to try to build her up and make her the perfect partner for him, and that's just a part of it. So yeah. That's how I look at it.
That makes sense. So the cardinal thing you look for is loyalty. Can you characterize what makes a loyal woman? Because like depending where you fall in like the red pill spectrum or even not the red pill spectrum, some guys consider a woman, you know, going to parties or even like having a public Instagram account an act of infidelity. So what do you consider a loyal woman?
I would probably have the password of the Instagram account if it got very serious. I'd be able to see every message.
Jesus Christ. From reasonable to yikes. I mean, okay. Could she have the passwords to your account?
And she wouldn't have a problem with that because she want to be inside my frame. Women don't want space from men. They're acting.
Oh, fuck. She doesn't. Maybe she's about to. Hold on. Oh.
Actually in love with. They don't want that. In fact, women want nothing more to be enthralled by a man that they actually want. They're like, please let me give this to you. I want you. That's the kind of where I was gonna go. And you can't fake genuine desire. Yes. So it's not transactional at that point. At that point, you would want to do everything that it took to be a part of that man's life because you were truly, truly in love with him.
Sure. Does that lack of space go both ways? Like, would she also have your passwords?
Absolutely
or no?
not.
Oh, nice.
So
She
how does
does
she
that side. Okay.
feel your genuine love just from the financial? Sure. Does that?
It's not transactional at that point. At that point, you would want to do everything that it took to be a part of that man's life because you were truly, truly in love with him.
Sure. Does that lack of space go both ways? Like, would she also have your passwords?
Absolutely
or no?
not. No, she wouldn't.
So how does she feel your genuine love just from the financial aspect of you caring for her and building her up?
I'm glad you asked that. It's very, very important that the people in the red pill space start to include the fact that you're there for her. You sit there with her need and need. Like, you are truly best friends. You are emotionally there for her. I also say a lot that a man should be the mountain that a woman's emotional waves crash into. He should be there for her fully. This isn't like big G pimping type stuff. Like, he's truly there for this woman in every way. They're talking all the time. They're in constant contact. They love each other. It's true love. Is it dark? Yeah. But listen, if it's not me and you against the world, if the love's not dark, if it's not me and you against everything.
What this sounds, okay, now this sounds just highly romanticized. We're best friends. We're talking all the time. It's us against the world. Like, bro, chill.
Saying I don't want that love at all because that's that boring shit that ends up going off anyway. So many people get married every day in America. They make these vows to be, you know, hey, I'm going to be the best man I can be and all this other stuff. But they come home, they pop open a beer, and they get fat. You want a man that's actually on a mission, that's out there trying to do something so he can make your dreams come true and take you on a carpet ride through time and space. Nothing more.
I completely agree with the notion that a relationship should be two individuals building each other up and pushing each other.
Tabor's out of here finally.
I'm just trying to investigate the asymmetry and why you would have her passwords but not vice versa. Is it that you wouldn't trust her? Or is it that you'd want to monitor the messages before they come in so that she doesn't see them first? Like, what is the intention?
No, she would be able to see them, but it's just a trust thing between me and a woman. Like, you would.
How would she be able to see them? Why would you say it's a trust thing? But you don't trust her?
Want me to have your passwords? Not even me. If you were in love with said man, you would either want to either get off of it.
There it is.
Or because you have to understand as a man, like you for example, beautiful woman, very smart too by the way. I think you've been pretty impenetrable on the show. I'm very impressed by you. This isn't Riz, like just genuine compliment, truly. But your marketing yourself on the internet would be a no-go for me because if you were truly giving yourself away to a man, you wouldn't market on the internet. And I do look at it as marketing when a woman has her titties all over the internet. And that's no disrespect. That's just if it were my girl and I'm the person that's doing everything I can to fight and make her life 10x what it'd be without me, then that would be a simple expectation. I don't think that's too much to ask.
I think that's 100% your prerogative. My issue more is when men have asymmetrical standards. So they want a girl who's not showing her titties on Instagram, but then their explore page is full of Instagram models and they're liking their posts or they're watching porn.
Damn.
So for me, if I found a guy who wouldn't want me on Instagram and that was the love of my life, I would just want him to not be on Instagram either. If you wanted my passwords,
sorry, go ahead.
If you want my passwords, the same cuts both ways. And if anything, it makes more sense for the girl to have the guy's passwords because guys will be the first to argue that guys are the first to stray.
Just related to the asymmetry thing, so I kind of want to add a little bit to that. So,
Something that's really hard in these interviews, you have to force answers from people. She should have forced an answer here instead of letting them kind of like slightly pivot and dodge every time. She should have like forced an answer for this, I think.
For example, do you think that a guy who desires a woman with a low body count, who doesn't have a promiscuous past, yet, for example, he might be promiscuous or he's got a bunch of women or he has a high body count, do you quarrel with that? Do you take an issue with that? Because you mentioned you have an issue with asymmetry. Do you have an issue with that?
100%. Like I said, I think it's your prerogative to find someone who matches your values. I'm highly selective. I want a partner who's also highly selective. I don't think that maps onto body count because, for instance, if a girl tells you, like, I have 80 bodies, you can't deduce how selective she is because that could be...
You can deduce she's not selective if she has 80 bodies.
You can't.
That's a bit high.
You can't because...
That's a bit high.
Wouldn't you argue women have access to fuck every single man on this planet?
Sure.
She still has a 99.9999% curve rate.
80s.
You're proving my point. That means 80 is pretty high. That's a lot of...
I'm saying context is important, and I wouldn't... Context is important. I wouldn't reduce it to just a number. For instance, body count usually just refers to penile vaginal sex. Like, would you consider her selective if she had...
She should have forced an answer on that too, right? So they're saying 80 body count means you're not selective, but then she's using their logic of like, well, didn't you say every woman can fuck 99.99% of the guys on the planet? What if she exclusively fucked like Andrew Tate level guys? Isn't she still being really selective? She should have forced an answer on that.
As just a ton of lesbian sex,
but she's like fucking ran through. That's the issue. She's ran through.
Ran through in a very specific way. They don't care if you fuck 1,000 women, but one guy they care about.
Wait, let's be very clear here.
So yes, they do care if you fuck 1,000 women.
Sure, but
no, they wouldn't care. That dude, this girl. Oh god, she's so stupid.
Like the traditional body count conversation doesn't care about that.
Here, let's have Justin come in. Go ahead.
Well, I just want to be very clear about this. You're looking for a fair situation, but newsflash, the world is not fair. Like,
I hate this too. Oh, the world's not fair. That's not an answer to anything. Sorry, we're like 5 more minutes left, then I'll move on.
That man is going to get up and go through stress every day and face the challenges of the world while you have a pretty cush life. Men have always slept with multiple women. It's not fair. It's bullshit. I know it hurts. I know it sucks. I know it's not a good thing to say, but it is absolutely true.
I thought he wanted like a partner that was like helping with everything. If the man is super stressed all the time, the woman's probably stressed too, right?
And you are at the top of your sexual marketplace value. And
how old are you?
There's going to be 24.
Am I past it? Yeah.
No, you're
about to. I'm 2 days old in 24.
No, it's all good. You're probably at the top. But let me tell you where you're not. You're not at 30 where you're out of time and you want to have children and you're absolutely in love with the man and he loves you in every way and you feel safe around him. You're not in that position yet, so you can't see an outcome where you would give a little to take a little back. And I'm cool with that. But I will tell you this: when you get up higher in age and the clock's ticking and that man's good to you and you trust him and you feel safe around him and he's truly your best friend and you look up to him, admire him, then you might think differently about how you feel now. And I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm just telling you that your opinion might change in time.
Sure, my point was in response to his, which is would I have a problem with the asymmetry of wanting a woman with a low body count while having a high one? And I would, because what I consider a valid reason for preferring a partner with a low body count is that it's better for pair bonding. You're less likely, if you don't have that propensity to seek novelty, you're less likely to stray. People who are more promiscuous, they tend to be more unfaithful.
Correct.
That cuts both ways.
The studies do not. The studies clearly show that it's far, far more likely the case with women than men. In fact, in some cases, after a certain amount, it's negligible with men. With over 20, when women have slept with over 20 men, it's like a 17% chance that she's still happy in a marriage. For men, it does not show that drop off. It does when we're talking about virgins. We're talking about two virgins.
Men's pair bonding, not like women's. A study showing men can sleep with tons of people and not affect chance of straying. But for women, it does. Is that true? I'm curious. What study is that? What's your take on pair bonding? I don't think about it. Don't care about it. It's, as soon as somebody starts saying shit like this, I usually tune out. But I have to obviously treat the argument seriously. If people are going to. If people are going to bring it up, but anytime your mind is on like pair bonding shit, you're in some fucking cringe world of nerd dating shit.
Virgins, yes. But the thing, the question you asked before, what is the one thing before you went to the bathroom that you're most upset about with dating? It's that people don't look up these studies. That is the one thing I'm the most upset about. People are listening to Oprah Winfrey and Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg and Dr. Phil, and they're not listening to Dr. David Buss and Stephen Stewart Williams and Gad Saad. There's studies on every one of these questions that we have, and they've been handed.
Do you see the internet moving away from this red pill arc? I feel like looking at the younger generations, I feel like these movements are growing steam, and it's only going to become more problematic. I would think so, but I don't know. What does pair bonding mean? Pair bonding is the idea that when a girl fucks a guy, she becomes magically pair bonded to him because of oxytocin, despite the fact oxytocin is released through skin contact with a million different types of things and it's a complex chemical that's associated with a ton of different things. But basically, red pillers, people will, anytime somebody says pair bond, they think that like a woman is like a piece of tape. That if she fucks a guy and she pair bonds to him, that when she takes the tape off, it's less sticky and it's not going to work at some point, basically. But for men, this doesn't happen at all. It's just some cringe way of like basically trying to say that women should fuck as few guys as possible, while also encouraging all their fans to fuck as many women as possible.
Beauty is not subjective. It is objective. The fact that like hypergamy is not something that is created. That's cultural. We know now that it's genetic.
Sure, let's stay on topic. So my point is that like guys are seeking virgins, so the reciprocity of that would be a guy who's also a virgin. Like you just said, you can cite a study that proves that when both partners are virgins, there's a higher, like the pair bonding is more intense.
Correct.
So but you're not going to be attracted to a man that's virgin.
Yeah, that's the problem. Yeah.
The guys typically when they talk about body count, their ideal body count is 0 in a woman. So I was giving you the converse.
Uneducated guys who don't fuck.
Yeah, those guys don't have sex. Look, you want a low body count. I'll say a single digit number is probably what you're looking for as a man.
I'm not even saying I'm looking for that. Like I said, I don't think you can deduce selectiveness from a number because context matters. You could have gone through a breakup and been traumatized.
Is there science either way on that? I mean, oxytocin is a real chemical. It's released in a lot of different types of contact. Like I know it's released a lot when you breastfeed. I know it's released a lot when you have sex. But the idea that like pair bonding is some like very strong marker to like bond you to somebody and it doesn't work after a while, I don't think there's any research around that. But that would be a really complicated like neurochemical interaction to even explore. So.
Maybe fucked 80 people in 1 week, and then you were absent for 6 years.
I'll say that's a broken bird.
Still makes you a hoe.
That's a broken bird.
Go ahead. I got one, but go ahead, let it go.
Okay, I just think, you're overcomplicating things. Again, everyone's overcomplicating things. I don't think anyone wants to sleep with a woman or settle down with a woman who has 80 bodies. It's disgusting.
How am I overcomplicating? I'm breaking down why.
I know you're breaking it down, but it's something that doesn't need to be broken down. Most people, if they hear that you have 80 bodies, they'll be like, I bet you fucking have AIDS.
Let me tag something on at the end of that. The reason why men have a sexual, I won't say revulsion response, because there's a human revulsion response, but it's intense for certain things, like you want to get away from a dead body. You want to get away from a dead body. You want to get away from things that smell, like feces. Fear of heights. There are things that human beings are instinctually want to get themselves away from, okay? When you're looking for when a woman, it seems like she's easy, or she's had 80 bodies, or she has children from another man, there's a hesitation in men that is instinctive instinctual. And the reason for that is because that woman represents a bad bet for his paternity. That's why the body count matters to guys, and it doesn't matter quite as much to women. For a guy who has a high body count, that's I believe it was Sterling who was saying this, is that that is like one of the highest ways of demonstrating higher value, or pre-selection, that's what it was. Because if a guy knows his way around your body better than you do, you know he fucks. You know that he has been rewarded by other men, or other women who have had sex with him in the past enough so he has the experience to know what he's doing in the bedroom.
Right.
So there's that aspect. But then the other part of it is this, is that the reason why promiscuity works one way for men and it does not work for women is because of that paternity. It's the understanding and the ascertaining whether or not the child is his child. Because since we were living in hunter-gatherer groups on the sub-Saharan African plains, 1980. Until we could actually have DNA tests.
Paternity tests.
Yeah. So men have, it's been in our biological evolutionary innate interests to know or to try to ascertain whether or not a baby is our baby. So that's why men mate guard. That's why when women and men get jealous because of infidelity, men tend to focus on the physical act. Did you have sex with him in the bathroom? Did he come? Did he have a bigger dick than I did? Did you get off? Those are the particulars that guys want to know when infidelity takes place. When a woman gets jealous because of infidelity, it's, do you love her? Am I losing my investment? Is my long-term security with this guy, is that endangered? That's where that jealousy comes from. So there's differences because men and women are different, and we have different priorities when it comes to reproduction as well as family creation as well. So when we're talking about 80 bodies,
I don't think this is necessarily true all the time either. If you're a guy and you get cheated on and you were genuinely in love with a girl, I don't think you're like focused on like, oh God, was his dick bigger than mine, blah, 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 blah. That could be the case. But I'm pretty sure the emotional destruction you feel because somebody that you like entrusted with a huge part of your self-esteem, your validation, the fact that you love them, that they decided to step out and cheat on you, that betrayal probably runs deeper for men than just, did he have a bigger dick than me? I think that's kind of a silly, I think it's a really crude way. This presenting of men as these like hyper rational factual creatures, like, oh, I just wanted to know if he had a better dick than me. I'm pretty sure men are pretty heartbroken over breakups as well.
When you say, hey, I've had 80 guys, that's a pool of 80 men in which one of those guys, or probably some of those guys, could have been the guy that you can't get over. Or maybe he's the guy that whether he did or he didn't doesn't make any difference, but he's still thinking, like on a hindbrain, lizard brain level, that there's a possibility that she was impregnated by one of these guys and she can't get over that guy. You're a bad bet for my paternity.
Yeah, sure.
Your response?
I just love that we revert to these primordial justifications for wanting a woman with a low body
Where
count. When
else
guys
would
are
you
fucking
go?
with
Where else would you go?
when guys find it
Where
hot
else
when
would you
girls
go
are on
with
birth control, if guys' main prerogative is to like spread their seed, then why is it they're looking for women who are on birth control? They're attracted to women for
They're not.
being
It's not an intellectual thing.
I didn't say it was.
They're not
I'm saying we use
cognitive.
biology as an excuse when reality biology refers to life and life's processes and our capacity for
Her response to that then is, why don't guys fuck and try to make like 500 children?
culture. Our capacity for culture falls under biology. Our development of paternity tests, birth control, condoms, that all falls under biology and our capacity
Culture
for culture.
is downstream from biology.
Yeah,
you don't get society, you don't get social construction without biology first. That drives that.
Yeah, I think you're over intellectualizing a lot of this. Like like you said, it could be
This girl should just never be allowed to talk.
down to biology.
That's not a response.
Well, no, I just think that.
That's a response. But your question is it right? And his response is, this is why it is. So the problem is, what people will do is they'll say this man is just a small dick energy or whatever thing that they have to say to make or denigrate men for having some sort of preference. And the reality is, these things happen because men have 17 times as much testosterone as women, and throughout our evolutionary history, we are the ones that were the disposable gender. And because of that, we compete with other men for women. The men who make it to the top throughout history have had more sexual partners. That's just the way that it's been. It's not an excuse. If you have every right to think it's wrong if you want to think it's wrong. But it's not hypocritical because we're different. If you and I were to join the Marine Corps, I have to do more push-ups than you because the world is different for men than it is for women. If you and I were to join the fire department, I have to do more pull-ups than you because men and women are different. And so in this case, it's the same thing. I am not sure of the paternity of the child, of your child, but you always...
You know who'll be on the show with you? I'm not sure yet. They said it'd be interesting though, so...
And because of that reason, your body count will always matter more than mine. That's just a function of biology.
That's a justification for not being polyamorous, not having a high body count. So that makes sense why you wouldn't want your girlfriend to be fucking 10 guys at once because you wouldn't be able to discern it. If a girl fucked 80 guys 10 years ago and has been abstinent still, how does that justification?
Doesn't matter. It's an innate hesitation.
Okay, I also just wanted to say on the topic of biology, women literally they menstruate around like male testosterone. Like the more they're exposed to testosterone, the more they have sex, the more their cycle will align with that because of a very biological thing.
Is that true? I'm pretty sure that even the women's cycles syncing up with each other, I think that's actually not true. I think we assumed it was for a long time, but I think they did a big study on that. And even the women's cycles syncing up with with friends and stuff ended up not being true. I would have to look that up though, but.
What is your point?
My point is that you're just intellectualizing again something that is very basic.
What does menstruation have to do with this?
Because women. Sorry, I'm not finished.
That's all you.
I mean, you said you were in COD lobby, so you should be used to this,
okay,
right?
but you said go ahead and then.
All right, just go.
Okay,
just
what
go.
I was
Say your
saying
thing.
was that biologically our bodies
Closer to the mic.
Yeah, our bodies do sort of correspond with males. Like it's like the testosterone that they emit kind of triggers something in us, like the pheromones. So you can't.
I don't think pheromones are real for humans either.
Just intellectualize something when it's already so.
Okay, you wanted to go.
But we argue about this every time it comes
The
up in
reason why
chat.
men cheat is not because they don't like the girls. For us, like when you sleep with a guy, we're emotionally invested. For a guy, he's not emotionally invested into us. Most of the time, it's just the heat of the moment. And then the next morning after, and the next morning after, you know, that one night stand, there's that post nut clarity that he feels like he doesn't see a life with you.
That's the oxytocin kicking in.
Yeah, exactly. But you know, he doesn't see a life with you, and he doesn't see you as a partner or relationship or anything. And
for him, it's tryptophan.
And for a female, it's, you know, for guys, it's all performance. It's performance based. For females, we don't really do as much during, like, you know, when we're on the bed. It's usually the guys.
Can I clarify something really quickly? Because what you're bringing up is kind of a common misperception. Okay, it's like, well, and I see this in the chat as well here, is that it's like it's no longer the devil made me do it. It's my biology made me do it, and we don't have any control over it. No, we absolutely are responsible for our own actions and for as far as the results and any of the consequences that come after that. So I'm not, you know, saying that we should be absolved of any of those things. The other thing is that you're conflating what's known as was approximate goal versus ultimate goal. So in an evolutionary perspective, I might want, like when I met my wife for the first time and I saw her at the club, I didn't go, I wonder if she'd be a really good mother for my children. I wonder if we could start a family together and we could reproduce and like my focus is on actually, you know, breeding with this woman that I just met in the club. My focus is on, I want to tap that ass. That's the proximate goal. The ultimate goal is having kids and having a family and everything else. Now, that ultimate goal is something that is also downstream once again from the biology. So proximate goal and ultimate goal are both downstream from the biological fact that this is what men.
So does that mean that men that are in one-sided open relationships that are fucking a lot of women are then approximately wanting to like have like a lot of children, or what? I don't know. What's he been in the host? I don't know. He's just like a fill-in to like facilitate the Red Pill discussion. Okay, I can't listen to this anymore. Fuck, I need to be screaming at these people. It's very frustrating listening to them. Jesus.